Hey, right before I jump into this beautiful subject of the details of reading energy, I want to share with you about one of my favorite products, which, yes, is a Soma by Lourdes product for your beautiful body skincare that I love so much I do not know how to live without. So, with no further ado, let me tell you about the Soma by Lourdes face cream that literally supports your body to regenerate your cells. So, with this, there is this tallow base, and it feels so delicious. If you've never used tallow before, check it out. To be honest with you, I use this as my primer to my foundation. I love it that much. It really helps everything lay beautifully and smoothly, and I love having the thing that's closest to my skin before the makeup be so wonderful and natural. So it also has. With that in mind, check it out at authenticlourdes.com, and I'm going to start by sharing with you about energy reading, what a part of us that I call the human truth detector. This is how we build it. I have 3 main points I really want to focus on today, and I'm just going to share so much about this because you can work with me and we can really develop and hone in these beautiful skills that you have to further be the energy reader that supports you in your everyday life and even others. So, with this in mind, I'm going to start off with the quality of learning archetypes. What are archetypes? It's the beautiful reminder of the mother energy, right? Father energy. The archetype of Pope, for example. The archetype of, there's so many things in life, right, that we use as an archetype. Horse has a whole archetype, right? Many characteristics that follow and flow underneath that create the archetype, right? So that's one thing that as you study archetypes, you learn more about energy and how to read it, because it helps create this breakdown for you of characteristics that fall under these categories. So that's super fascinating and really fun to observe. I'll give you an example, right, with the mother archetype, right? She's very nurturing and supports this flow and support of nutrients, nutrient-dense earth, right? Mother Earth, that's why we call her Mother Earth. She has all these nutrients for us to support us. And the father energy, on the other hand, still has this nourishing support as well that can be with, we often see it as provision, right? And so while the earth does this as well, right? While mother does this as well, in the father side of it, in that masculine energy of it, the positive polarity, while the mother is the negative polarity, so that they dance together, right? And we actually have electricity happen. There's the provision of other supplies and goods and bread on the table, right? Again, mother provides this too, but there's ways we break it down differently, right? And so it's really fun to observe this and be able to use that to support you in seeing energy and observing it. I'll give you a strange random example that's not really so random. I had a client have me look at a photo of someone, and this doesn't happen all the time. I don't tell myself that I have to see or know any of these things. I just allow. Allowing is a really important part of energy reading as well. Having said that, somebody brought me an image and I looked at it and I was like, oh, they're a father. And I asked the question, right? And they were like, yes, they are. Wow. And it was something in their aura, their energy field, their eyes, the window to their soul. Soul is anima, animation, movement, energy. So I read their energy and I can see father in there. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. And I trusted it. Another part of the process of reading energy. So we have this under the archetype, all these characteristics of the archetypes that we think of. Another archetype could be the pearl. And what are the characteristics of a pearl, right? How it's formed under all that discomfort and all that sand rubbing against each other, right? There's so many little details to look at in all the archetypes. Silver, right? Alchemy, and alchemy, silver. also represents, it's also connected to the moon and represents the feminine energy, and is very connected to the energy of reflection as well, right? So like, it's super fascinating, again, to be in the contemplation of the archetypes. So another thing to support you on this journey is like the contemplation, the trusting and building trust in yourself and in life, and weaving that with all that you do, and trusting yourself when you sense that a thing is a thing. And what was the other thing that I said is coming with like no expectations, just allowing things and information to come to you, not creating an expectation and how it has to show up. So yeah, all these things are fascinating. Archetypes. The second thing that really helps you to read energy is the quality of symbolism. Symbolism is the first language we learn to speak. And we can see symbols, and they mean things to us even more deeply than perhaps we first learned originally. Like in life, as we develop and as we learn about symbols and what they mean, right? The number 4 means something to you. And even in numerology, the number 4 means something. Stability, home life, right? The pillars, the 4 pillars. So yeah, this is very, very fun to observe symbolism and learning about its history and learning about what and how it shows up for you and what it means to you over time. Developing a relationship with symbolism. Also super helpful and fascinating in reading energy. Again, this is something that you will build over a lifetime. I should explain that too, with the archetypes, with the symbolisms, with the next characteristic I'm going to talk about for reading energy. It's super interesting to make these observations and to like see yourself deep in the practice of it and being the observer of it all. So this next one is the detail of intuition. So I started off with archetypes, symbolism, and intuition. I define intuition as your 5 senses tapped into, tuned into, extended, and expanded. For example, we have the beautiful sun, and the sun offers us beautiful light, and it offers us rays that we do not see, but that do move through our body, and that our body does sense. For example, there are UVB rays, UVA, UVC, there's ultraviolet rays, there is infrared rays. All sorts of rays are coming from the sun. We might not be able to see them, but your body is feeling them, experiencing them, receiving it. And therefore, you can read that information that comes to you and through you. Again, through trust, not thinking you have to have all the answers and expectations, right? Being accepting of the process. And also this practice of trust, developing the trust, that like positive feedback loop of like, oh, I experienced this, I felt this, I tasted this, I smelled this, and then seeing that like, yes, indeed, that is what someone else experienced as well, or that is what you found out was the truth later, or whatever, right? So these are practices you get to be in and you get to develop more. And again, something that I love to help you guys in becoming the human truth detector. You are tapping into your senses at a whole nother level. And I will remind you, there are times you'll dial that down and times you'll dial it up, because there are times you gotta just do you, and you cannot read, or nor do you need to read into everything going on around you. So other things to consider and think about, and to like remember, how do you preserve your own, conserve your own, honor your own energy? All things we do in any work you do with me in Authentic Lourdes. So check that out at authenticlourdes.com, and the World of Authentic Lourdes. You'll see the website there linked. And yeah, it's really beautiful to learn to read the energies so that you can tap into all sorts of information. Not because you're trying to live life perfectly, just so that you can actually learn to be the observer at new levels, new layers, and really receiving the lessons that you are learning in life when you do choose to ignore your intuition, or you do choose to not go with this decision or that, right? And like, you're just there and learning and observing and feeling so supported by life. I just don't know of anything more like, it's like making love to life. That's what your senses do. Part of the intuition, right, is like making love to life and allowing life to make love to you. It's so beautiful being able to give and to receive, right? Tuning into these energies, allowing yourself to receive them, be penetrated by them, right? So that you can experience what's going on and be more in tune. It's all science and it's all magic. And all magic is science and all science is magic. We just decided to call them something different at some point. I don't even know why, and it's okay. It's fun. It's fun to watch us and see that all of life actually does make sense, even though things don't make sense. There's some point where you look back and you're like, oh, and that was for that. If you so choose, you could also go through life and just think that just none of it makes any sense, and that's okay. It's all fun to observe. And so with that, I'm going to leave you with that. To check out the website down below. Consider furthering your own intuition through contemplation. That was another thing I mentioned, right? Through building trust in life, with life, through life, right? You being able to feel very supported in like accepting the process, being in the process, being in the observation and not building expectations, and being able to enjoy tuning into your senses and observing, when can I like notch that down and when can I like pull that up. I am going to share in another video about light and dark and how these support us scientifically, again, alchemy, magic, all the things, and how it also supports in you conserving your own energy. So more on that later. I'll see you guys. Ciao for now.